Hey, if you're involved in business or real estate or banking or just basically a part of the economy in general, you've heard about the recent SVB, Silicon Valley Bank situation. Um, all you have to do is put in SVB if you haven't heard about it, and you can do your own research. And I took a couple of hours to kind of do the research and look at in the background to see what was going on. And like they say, history it it just repeats itself, especially when you're dealing with um, these financiers and these um, these people who really understand the the finance game. And if you just look at how they manipulate, sorry about that. Like I said, if you just look at in the history of how um, during the banking crisis, and I believe it was '06, '07, '08, and the too big to fail, you'll see how they these banks have manipulated everything. If you look at the Dodd-Frank bill, you don't have to read the bill, but just do your research and you'll see these things. So, just a couple questions that I'm going to ask. I'm going to make this short. Ask yourself this: do your research. Who is SVB? Okay. Who runs SVB? All right. I want you to look at who the executives are, and I want you to also look at who the executives were with Lehman Brothers. Okay. And if you don't know, Lehman Brothers was a part of the big crisis back in '08. Just do your research. Um, you'll also find out that some of these executives sold off some of their positions in the bank before the crisis. They sold their positions off last week. Um, what else do I have? Also, in case you don't know, the FDIC insures bank deposits for accounts that have up to $250,000 in the account. Um, Ask yourself this: do you have $250,000 or more than $250,000 in the bank? And if there is a bank run, and will that affect you? The FDIC is still insuring those accounts. Another interesting thing about this bank: 97% of the deposits, the bank accounts, were more than $250,000 inside of them. Now, what they're telling me is that this was the bank that the tech companies deposited their money, performed their payroll, their working capital. So, do your research to find out. I have not looked. Do your research to find out what specific tech companies, um, utilize SVB as their primary bank. Um, Now, what people are saying is that the interest rates, now the interest rates are over 7%. The interest rates are what caused the break of this. Um, this bank was lending bonds at 2 and 3%. Well, now the interest rate has jumped to 7%. So now the bank is now issuing bonds at 5 and 6%. So the people that were in the 2 to 3% were holding notes at that rate. Now they want to jump and get into a higher bond. So apparently they're jumping out of their previous bonds, and then that's causing a rift. Do your research to figure out what that's about. Um, and hey, listen, I'm a black American, so I always take a special interest to see how my particular culture in race, like it or not, America is divided by race and culture. I always take a look to see, what percentage or how this is impacting my particular culture. I haven't drilled down yet to see how many or what percentage of Black Americans fell into this category. Black business owners, Black tech business owners, being that my wife and I are a Black tech business company. We don't have our money in SVB. But I want to know what percentage of Black Americans were involved in this bank. And then I want to ask myself, let's just say they were regular business people. They said 97% of the deposits, the bank deposit accounts, had more than $250,000 in them. So, what percentage of Blacks were involved in that account? If we're 13% of the population, I'd like to see something in that range. If we're 9% of the business population, I'd like to see something in that range. But something's going to tell me it's going to be sub 1%. So anyway, financial literacy is definitely a language, a foreign language to many in my culture. Now, I have an economics degree from University of South Carolina in 1998. MBA UMGC, it was UMUC. I have 3 more classes to get my MBA. I worked in financial services and corporate finance for Verizon for 20 years. So I know a little something about finance, banking, corporate finance. And now for the past 2015, for the past 8 years, my wife and I have run a tech consulting and business. And 2 years ago, we purchased a real estate franchise, and now we own that. And so let me just say this. From the real estate perspective, now this is early 2023. In 2021, 82, because of the interest rates, COVID, all the rules, regulations, people's personal money situation, financial situation, according to the National Association of Realtors, the NAR, this is about as thorough as it gets, 82% of all home buyers in America were white. Now, in 2022, 88% of the home buyers were white. So I'm sitting here thinking, okay, well, if that's the real estate market, which everyone needs to live and have a place to live, and I cross-reference that with this SVB and this tech market, I'm just going to assume that the numbers are way higher than 88%. So a lot of what you'll see is a lot of the issues is related to financial literacy. And it's not just understanding the concepts, it's being willing to play within the schemes. Because once you understand the concepts and you see what these people are doing, you'll realize it's just a hustle and a scheme and a scam on different levels. They're just trying to get in and get out of positions. It's like hot potatoes, it's like selling bricks and weight. They're trying to get in and out of position before other people catch on or before the feds catch them. It's all a scheme, it's all a scam. And, but the true question is, what can you do about it? And the cold, harsh truth is nothing. So the only thing you can do is my motto, which is learn, do. Once you learn this stuff, you go out and do you. Stop worrying about other people's business and take care of your own. Okay? Hope this added value to your life. Hope you have a good day. Until the next time. Peace.